Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the DX Haouken Xross Saber from Kamen Rider Saber. This is the sword used for his final form, featured very prominently here over on the left side. I do think it's kind of funny when they romanize this stuff as Xross. Did the same thing for Cross Wars for Digimon. I never get that. Just use a C. It's the word cross. I don't know why they do that. Anyway, packaging very fun, very colorful here. I think that's really cool. I like the look of the sword. I just watched the episode where this form debuted, so seeing it in action makes me a little bit more excited to pick up this toy. Here you can see just kind of a picture of the sword there on the top. Just kind of warnings and some boring stuff there on the bottom. Over here, the picture kind of transitions over to the side, and you just have the sword again. Over here, just more pictures of the sword. And then on the back is like all the directions, because apparently they don't do paper directions anymore. So this is all the directions that are in the box. Shows you all the different configurations. Of course, we'll run through all of these forms. And then there's a lot you can do with the sword just on its own. So that's pretty cool as well. Does take 3 AAA batteries, as it says right down there. So that's pretty much it for the packaging. I'm going to go ahead and get this one out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here it is out of the packaging. Looks pretty good. Very, very blue, as you can tell. It is primarily this kind of dark navy bluish color. You have a lighter blue plastic here for the blade that has some sparkles in it, which is always fun. You have kind of a darker purple plastic here on the back where the AAA batteries go. You have your on and off switch. You have your speaker trigger right there. You have some nice maroon chrome here on the front, which looks pretty cool. This hilt piece can actually slide up and down the sword. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, this thing's pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. So it says its name. Generic slash sound just by pressing the trigger there. Now how this works, if you're using this thing on its own, it's got these 3 circles on the blade here. So they are basically the 10 swords, and they're broken up 3, 3, and 4. So the first one has saber, blades, and espada. This one has, I'm blanking on their names, Buster, Kenzan, and Slash. And then this one has Psycho, Sabella, Durandal, and Caliber. So those are the 10. Falchion is not included in this, I guess. Although it seemed like in the episode they did have his sword because he kind of gave it to them. I don't know. Spoilers, sorry. But so I don't know. I don't think that's included in here. But basically how this works is you can slide this up. And then you bring it back. So basically how it works is you slide it up, you cycle through whichever one you want. I just chose Saber at first, hit the trigger to load it in, bring it back. Now at this point, you can just cycle through to get whichever one you want. So like say for example, I came all the way up here to the top. So I can cycle through to pick whatever one I want, or I can actually load in more than one. So I actually load in 2, and it's kind of neat because when you go up the first time you pick Saber, you come back to load it in, you come back up the second time, it doesn't start with Saber again, it actually knows you've already loaded Saber, and so it goes ahead and starts with Blade, so that's actually pretty neat. So you could do all 3 of the first ones if you'd like. So that's pretty cool. I think that's really fun. And obviously there are a ton of different combinations you can do. I'm not going to run through every single one of them, but I'll do one that has all 10. So a lot of explosion sound effects there. You have the LED flashing all the different colors, which is actually pretty cool. So that's how you can kind of select through, make whatever combinations you want, load as many or as little as you want of all the 10 different swords. Should give you quite a bit of playability there. But that's not all. You can actually kind of grab them as groups. If you hit this button here in the center, this kind of red circle here, so that's a 3 sword attack. And then, of course, you can do an all 10 sword attack. So there you go. You have a ton of different attack sounds and things you can do with this just on its own, which is actually pretty cool. But I'm going to go ahead and bring in the sword driver now so we can check out all the swords and combinations with the various books. Alright, so here we have the sword driver, and you are going to have to use this piece here, the kind of the holster from the sword driver. This does not come with its own, so if you don't have that, you can't get the full functionality out of this, but if you're buying this, you probably already have that. In any case, I wanted to do a quick comparison with the swords. You can see that the Xross Saber sword is obviously much longer if I kind of keep the two hilts around the same place, but if I kind of bring it all the way back to the edge of the handle of the sword, they're even shorter still. So definitely longer than the original Saber sword. So we will put that off to the side. Go ahead and turn this on. I like the sound it makes when you put it in the sheath. I think that's really cool. And before you do anything, you can actually cycle through a few sounds. Okay, I think that's all the way around. So that's actually pretty cool. There's probably about 10 phrases there you can just kind of cycle through before you put any of the books in, so I like that a lot. We will go ahead and, of course, start with Brave Dragon. So wow, that is quite the transformation jingle. Definitely quite long-winded, but I like it. I think it's a lot of fun. But definitely up there with like Grand Geo for length of transformation jingle there. So there you go. There you have your attack sounds. But of course we have several more combinations to do. So the next one we will start with is King Arthur. So we'll go ahead and pop him in. So there you go. We get another fun transformation jingle there. Calls it a hybrid, which is interesting. All right. Next up, we will do his 3 books for Crimson Dragon, which is now called Crimson Saber. Oh, I see what I did. I accidentally hit the trigger. So there you go. You're getting a preview of that sound effect. But let's go ahead and get this. So I actually like that a lot. That's a really fun jingle. That might be my favorite so far. All right, the next form is going to be with Lion, Senki, and Lambda and Gina, and that is called Featuring Saber. I guess because, you know, he's in there, so it's Featuring Saber. I don't know. I really don't know why it's called that. So I don't know that every time I do one of these, the next jingle is better than the last. These are really fun. So there we go. There's that. Let's get to the attack sounds. And then the last thing we're going to try is 3 Legend Rider books. So the last thing we can do, if we actually turn this off and then hold down the trigger while we turn it back on, you can hear it's actually Toma's voice saying Cross Saber. So it does kind of an abbreviated henshin with like him shouting henshin while he's doing it. So if you want a little bit of an abbreviated version of the transformation jingle with Toma shouting henshin, there you go. It is an option. I don't think there's anything different about the attacks, but we'll try it real quick. Yeah, so nothing exciting there. It's really just the transformation. So I actually think this thing is a ton of fun. It has way more functionality than I expected. And to be fair, I didn't really have any expectations going into this. I didn't really know what to expect. All I had to go on was what the sword looked like and the design of the final form. And I have to say, as far as the final form goes, it's growing on me, but it was very underwhelming. I mean, final forms recently, they haven't really been going all out. I mean, it's kind of just his base form, but now in this kind of blue, starry space pattern, which it's a neat color scheme, but I was hoping for something, big and grandiose and, kind of the Heisei area final forms, which I guess for Reiwa they're going a different direction. So we'll see how it goes. But all that aside, the sword looks neat. There's a ton of functionality with it. Even if you don't have the sword driver, just using this on its own, there's a lot you can do. Of course, you're going to want to use a sword driver with it to unlock its full potential. But still, on its own, there's a lot it can do. Nice LEDs, sound effects are fun. You have the generic slash sound. You have the ability to kind of slide that hilt up and down the blade to unlock different sounds and kind of customize how you want to integrate the different swords and which combinations you want to make. And, there's a lot of playability there with all the different possible combinations. And then, of course, when you bring in the sword driver, all the different forms with the various books and everything. So you do have to have a lot of past releases to unlock its full potential. But if you're like me and you've been buying into Saber this whole time, this is kind of a nice final piece to get you to kind of get your old collection out and reuse it new again, and it kind of rewards you for collecting all this time, which is actually kind of neat. So I like that. I mean, a lot of times we've seen things where you just get a brand new driver for the final form and you don't have to have anything previously, but this actually rewards you for collecting all this time, bringing out all those old books. It was kind of fun. I went and fished out all the ones I needed for the forms, and I was like, hey, I haven't looked at some of these in a while, and it was kind of neat to make them relevant again, which I think is a nice touch. So I recommend this one. I think it's a lot of fun. Like I said, if you've been collecting all this time like me, you're going to get its full potential out of it, and you're going to have a lot of fun. But even if it's your first Saber release, I still think there's fun to be had here. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.